post, and Kevin Jai ready to jump center. BC's won 5 of the last 6 in this rivalry. Before that, Notre Dame had won 16 of 17. BC in the gray starts out with it with Chaz Kelly getting another start for Earl Grant and the Eagles at 11-8, 2-6 in the ACC. Same league record as Notre Dame. Tied for second worst, only ahead of Louisville. It's a Kelly turnover. J.R. Konieczny, the pick in the starting lineup for Notre Dame, which looks normal. And that's newsworthy because Kevin Jai and Kerry Booth both didn't play a single second in the second half Wednesday in a loss against Miami. And Micah Shrewsbury was not happy with their effort, looking for a response. Open look, Konieczny straight on for 3.
Great start for Notre Dame on both ends of the floor. Get a turnover, one in, come down. Perfect play to execute the first play of the game to get Konieczny to open 3 at the top of the key.
For BC, we mentioned Chaz Kelly starts again, his 5th start of the year. Claudell Harris is the second leading scorer for the Eagles. And yet again, they will bring him off the bench, trying to get him back on track. And Earl Grant said to us today, that's a key for them. And really overall, offensively, he wants to see maturity on that end of the floor.
I think shot selection is part of it. This team has played well at times, and they've been real inconsistent on the offensive end. They've been solid defensively, but sometimes their inefficiency on the offensive end has hurt them on, defensively.
Coming off a loss at Virginia Tech, Quinten Post misses the elbow jump shot on his first bid. And here's Marcus Burton at the controls for the Fighting Irish at 7-12 overall. A loss by a dozen here at home against Jim Larrañaga and the Canes on Wednesday.
One of the things that Earl Grant's trying to figure out is this team continues to come out with slow starts.
Konieczny, no. McGlockton, the rebound. Yeah, you noticed that the BC in the second half in league games, they're better every time than they are in the first half.
They haven't led at the half of an ACC game yet, and that's surprising because we were 8 games in now, and this team with a player like Quinten Post here, you're just surprising to hear a stat like that.
He took the bump from Kevin Jai. Micah Shrewsbury really wants to see his bigs be physical with the excellent post player for the Eagles. Burton turns it over. He's had 15 turnovers over the last couple of games with all that responsibility on the rookie's shoulders.
And those are the turnovers that the coach wants him to cut down on there. Just, it wasn't anything about physicality, easy turnovers, easy decision-making there. Just take care of the basketball.
Burton off the post miss with a floater that comes up short, and Prince Aligbe the rebound. Aligbe can play some bully ball, going to work on the freshman Booth, and the first points for the Eagles.
Great job by Aligbe there, going inside. Booth has to give him a little bit more resistance and use his length. Can't get buried so deep in the post.
Burton off the screen from Kevin Jai, moves it for Booth. Likes to shoot a lot of threes. Very talented freshman, was in the ESPN 100. Now backs it out to Burton with the shot clock at 5. Matched up with the senior Zachary. A handoff and a turnover intended for Jai, and the Eagles run.
Burton's a little upset with himself. Another unforced turnover there. Just got too deep, jumped in the air. Nowhere to pass it to, and another careless turnover there. Just better off getting it on the glass. Did a great job of penetrating. Just get it up on the glass. Much rather have a missed field goal than a turnover.
Aligbe gave it up for Kelly. Move for Zachary. Can't knock it down. Now, you always say that with guards. Just get it up on the glass because it's way better than getting stripped down low without a shot.
When you penetrate that deep, most of the time the big's rotating over. You give your big a chance to get clean up on the offensive glass. And when you turn it over like that, you just put yourself at a disadvantage in matching up on the break.
Kevin Jai on a face-up on Quinten Post.
Jai has continued to get better on the offensive end of the floor. When things break down, he has shown the ability at times during the season to get it on the post and just score. Something that they don't give him the ball a lot, but when they do, he's comfortable scoring in the block.
He's got 2 of the 5 for Micah Shrewsbury. 7 points combined in the first 4 minutes. We're off and running in South Bend.
When you're great, your game does the talking. In the ACC, ours speaks volumes. 3 of the last 8 NCAA championships. 99 NCAA tournament wins since 2015. 8 NCAA titles in the last 22 years. 6 of the top 30 winningest programs in Division I, most of any conference. It's not bragging if it's true. Greatness is what we do. The ACC, accomplished greatness.
Some people just know that the best rate for you is a rate based on you. Not Paul. You don't want to ride with Paul. Get a rate based on you with DriveWise and the Allstate app.
Okay, get this right, and you get my free ticket to tonight's game.
Right.
Who is my all-time favorite receiver?
Larry Fitzgerald.
Yes, Larry Fitzgerald.
Hey, I heard you got an extra ticket to the game tonight. I would love to go.
Yeah, sure. It's all yours, Larry.
Thanks, Billy. I'll meet you out front. What?
Yeah, okay, it's Bob, but okay, yeah.
He doesn't know your name, dude.
I guess I'm Bill now.
With Vivid Seats, when you buy 10 tickets, you can get your 11th free.
It's bow time.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Mom. I land at 3.
Any ideas for your first meal home?
Bojangles?
Well, you don't want my cooking. Well, okay.
This holiday, order your family favorites in the Bojangles app.
Now that tastes like home.
It's bow time.
Rent to? With Self-Pay Rent, get credit for free. Free credit building for renters. Download Self today.
Pringles Harvest Blends. Blended with multigrain. Try them today.
Want to leave works all day so I can keep working my magic. Just want to leave. 12 hours of uninterrupted pain relief. Aleve, who do you take it for? And for fast topical pain relief, try Aleve X.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep. The DJ station in South Bend for first-year head coach Micah Shrewsbury, who, of course, has followed 23 years of Mike Bray here at Notre Dame. Talking with Micah Shrewsbury for a while yesterday. He feels like this group is coming, and the foundation is being built here, and his group plays hard, and you love what you see from them defensively.
Well, a lot of times people always talk about identity, but when you watch Notre Dame and you look at the numbers, you see their identity. They're a physical team. They defend you very well, and it starts from there. He knows this team will grow. They'll get more mature, and the offensive end, things will pick up.
There's Devin McGlockton, who spins one out, got it back, and follows. Junior forward from Georgia, coming off 19 and 10 against the Hokies, and he stepped it up in league play.
He plays so much bigger than his 6'7" frame, says he should, and does it more inside than you think he should amongst the trees. He gets in there and carves up space.
Micah Shrewsbury has dipped into his bench with Julian Roper, Logan Imes, and Braden Shrewsbury, of course, the coach's son, the shooter in the top right of your screen. Logan Imes walks with it, and that's the third Notre Dame turnover. They have turned it over a ton. Highest turnover rate in the ACC. Meanwhile, BC is one of the best. Earl Grant calls it ball care, something to monitor in this game.
One of the reasons Imes in the game is because he hadn't turned the ball over. Coach is getting more comfortable with him. Last 3 games, he hadn't turned it over and gets in there in his first possession and slides his puppies a little bit and turns it over.
Quinten Post has started 0 for 4. And this is worth noting because in the first meeting, that BC 63-59 win, only 3 turnovers, but in the loss Tuesday in Blacksburg against Virginia Tech, Earl Grant said the story of that game was BC turning it over 15 times.
They've had games where they've done so. The Syracuse game was another one. They had countless turnovers, and when you don't expect it, you hadn't shown that all year. It catches you off guard when your team just does such a good job of taking care of the ball.
McGlockton sticks a 3 on the pitch back from Claudel Harris, and a good start for Devin McGlockton with 5 points and 3 rebounds.
McGlockton loves ACC play. He's got into conference play. Most of the time, guys' numbers dip. Not McGlockton. He has picked it up, averaging 14 and 8. Just catches it off that post, rolls inside, and post draws so much attention that he's able to step in and one. He's doing it inside and out.
Big numbers his last 7 games, highlighted by the homecoming performance for the Georgia native. 30 points, a career high in the win against Georgia Tech. There's Braden Shrewsbury, the sharpshooter who's been hot from long range recently. With post entry for Kebajai. Got to get it up. And a push on Quinten Post. And that is 2 on Quinten Post in the first 6 minutes. We're talking about Devin McGlockton. Last 7, he's averaging 14 and 8, and he makes 2/3 of his shots.
I mean, he just does it inside and out. And again, he does a great job when Post in the game. And then now we got to monitor that because now Post picks up his second foul. But when Post gets inside, he's able to face you on the perimeter and knock down 3, as you see. And then he's interchangeable with Post. Sometimes he likes his matchup. They'll post McGlockton inside and put Post on the 3-point line.
Zachary poked it away from Shrewsbury and is blocked by Tay Davis on a chase down. Mason Madsen got to the loose ball, but couldn't stick the jumper.
It's great effort to run that down. Zachary thought he had an uncontested layup.
Imes to the corner, and Roper comes up short, and then a foul on Davis. Well, 2 big fouls on Quinten Post. So with him on the bench, Tate Davis, the chase down on Jaden Zachary.
This is a great job timing it. Get to it on the way up. Good hustle by his guys. You see there, it's 5 guys back. Notre Dame wants to force BC to score in the half court. Don't want to give him any easy buckets. Great effort there to chase that shot down and block it from behind.
See Post sitting with 2. Now Tay Davis, versatile 6'9" guard. He's picked up 2 for the Fighting Irish as well.
Well, you saw there. Look for Zachary to go on a post and try to post up the smaller guard and Burton with Post on the bench.
Shot clock at 5 for Claudell Harris, the Charleston Southern transfer. Off target to start, and a rebound for Kerry Booth.
BC has to watch it. I mean, the last 2 possessions, even after the block, I thought Madsen could have brought that back out. They had a fresh clock. He shoots a fall away, and Harris follows up there with a contested mid-range jumper.
Well, you talked earlier about shot selection, part of that offensive maturity that Earl Grant was talking to us about pregame in the locker room. Roper tried to slip a pocket pass for Matt Zona. Hey, 4 more college basketball games highlight our ESPN schedule today, but we're featuring these 3. 3rd-ranked North Carolina takes on Florida State at 2 Eastern. Then it's Clemson against number 12 Duke. And then at 6 Eastern, 6th-ranked Kentucky at full strength finally takes on Arkansas in a Sonic blockbuster on the ESPN app as well. Now, how about some of the big games in the ACC? Carolina to the Tuck in Tallahassee. Teams right at the top of the ACC. You see Carolina is perfect. They've got the best defense in the conference, but Florida State is a different team than early.
And Florida State was winning that game in Dean Smith Center. Yep. And Carolina reversed it. It was as much pressure as Florida State applies. It was Carolina that put the full court pressure on FSU and got back in that game and pulled away late.
Florida State did not have Primo Spears nor Cam Corrin in that first game at the Smith Center. Well, here in South Bend, it's BC by 2, and Jaden Zachary adds to the lead with his first points. 3rd leading scorer for the Eagles, the veteran guard who is BC basketball, in the words of his head coach.
Yeah, he's a really physical guard, and you love to see him knocking down 3s. He's only shooting 30% of the year, but his size advantage over Burton will allow him to post up as well, and that'll be critical this first half with Post being on the bench early with 2 fouls.
And at the other end, he was very physical with Burton in the second half of that first meeting after Burton was hot in the first 20 minutes. Konieczny, tough shot, no. And BC's got it, up by 5 on an 8-0 run. And Notre Dame's gone without points for about 4.5 minutes now. Madsen, known for his shot from deep.
Doing a great job of the dribble handoff, getting that shot. The guards in Notre Dame are going under the screen.
Booth swirls one out, only 29% from 3. And Micah Shrewsbury said to us yesterday he's struggling with his shot, but they want the freshman to stay confident.
You got to take that. I mean, it's just a great job of penetrating, kicking out the top of the keys wide open. And you take good shots like that, your percentage will go up.
Harris slipped it for Armani Mighty. coming off maybe his best game in a BC uniform, and he drew a foul. So BC on an 8-0 run, capped by Jaden Zachary from long range.
I'm a guy who lost a bet and my dignity, as if watching my team lose wasn't punishment enough. And if you have cut rate car insurance, odds are you'll be paying for that yourself. So get Allstate.
I bought 3 of the same jacket to get the 4th free.
I subscribed to get a deal on these memory supplements, then forgot to cancel.
Well, you know, recognizing a bad deal is a part of the journey. Yes, Eva, would you like to share your breakthrough?
I got AT&T's best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus and got to choose my plan.
Yes, we don't make you sign up for the top tier plan to get our best deal.
I still haven't gone. I subscribed to get
Yeah,
a
we
deal.
know.
Get the newest Galaxy on us with any of our best plans, guaranteed.
It's bow time. Get fired up tonight because Bojangles has your dinner covered. Southbound, scratch made. Not one of these, but one of these. That's more home cooking for your money. Or as we like to say, cha-ching. It's bow time.
How many times have I felt this good? Let me count for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many times have I felt this good?
When you have a history of greatness, you keep dreaming and go beyond what's possible. The new 2024 Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot, part of our most rugged trail sport lineup yet. From Honda.
The most passion, the most intensity. This is the way basketball's supposed to be.
Feels wonderful to make the jump from a career in the fashion industry to one of the best schools in the country.
First meeting between these teams this year was less than 2 weeks ago in the Holy War in Chestnut Hill, and Marcus Burton came out hot in the first half. And Notre Dame built a lead as large as a dozen because Quinten Post had been quiet. Jaden Zachary had a big game, though, for the Eagles, spurred them in the second half, and then Quinten Post took over late for Boston College in a 63-59 win against Notre Dame. And Micah Shrewsbury said the BC turned up the pressure, and in large part, it was the matchup you're talking about, Zachary against Marcus Burton.
I mean, Zachary's a physical guard. He's a really strong, compact guard, and Burton's a smaller guy, and he's quicker. But experienced guard as you expect. He used his physicality, sped up Burton a little bit, and he turned it over a few times. And Burton got it going early, but it was the defensive charge in the second half by BC, led by Zachary, that got them back in the game. And eventually held on until Post took over.
Mason Matchin just earned another possession for the Eagles. I mean, it's a 54-pound difference between Zachary and Burton, who's listed at $166 with Zachary at 220.
Well, it's important for Burton to get on the move. You know, you can't be so stationary, even with the ball in your hands. Get him off your body, because once he gets into you, it's just physical advantage right now going for Zachary.
Well, here's Notre Dame at the controls offensively. Just 5 points in 9 minutes, and they've gone 5+ minutes, you see, without anything since that Keba Jai jumper. Tate Davis is playing with 2 fouls.
Now you want Burton, can't be tentative. Had a couple turnovers early, just be aggressive with the ball. See, he's jumping in the air there to make that pass.
Konieczny couldn't hit it, and a rebound to Prince Aligbe.
Sometimes when you're struggling with confidence, you're turning the ball over. He has to. You know, you don't want to have the careless turnovers. But stay aggressive. This team needs him to be aggressive.
Aligbe, not known for his three-point shot. Konieczny clears it, and here is Burton. Let's see if he's more aggressive here. He is scoreless. Freshman guard from just down the road in Mishawaka out of Penn High School, averages 16 a game. Jai working on Mighty with a spin move to the baseline, and that doesn't go. And the Notre Dame drought continues up near 6 minutes.
Mighty is giving some really big minutes. No pun intended.
Here he is underneath, and he got hacked and fouled. Armani Mighty, the sophomore from Toronto, coming off a season-high 6 points against Virginia Tech. Gave him 10 really good minutes. His offensive rebounding, he had really athletic catches underneath, and Earl Grant says he's a developmental big, and he's trending in the right direction.
Well, he changes things because the offense now shifts toward the guards. He's a guy that wants to, in pick and rolls, they're not going to really throw it to him in the post to go one-on-one as much, but as you can see there, put him in ball screens, he catches it. Good hands, good feet, catching it on the roll, where he gets to finish in the rim and use some of his athleticism. And with Post picking up those 2 fouls early, he's down, he's going to get extended minutes. He knows that. Gives him a chance to stay involved in the game.
Kevin Jai leading over on the Notre Dame bench, being tended to. So it's Zona, Konieczny, Burton, Roper, and Shrewsbury, the 5 for the Irish. Braden Shrewsbury shut off there by Claudel Harris. And now Zona with the shot clock inside of 10. Dribble handoff for Burton. Off the bounce. Kick out Konieczny. And Konieczny got fouled.
Great drive there by Burton. Hit gaps. He's got shooters on the floor. They're spreading the floor out. Zona's going to be the primary roll guy. Burton hits the gap there, kicks it out. Right in front of the bench. And it's a good call. Good foul.
Got to be able to land.
Got to be able to land. It's a good call on the foul. There was not much argument there from the BC's bench.
So the junior South Bend native and second leading scorer, J.R. Konieczny. Hey, 2 of the top teams in the SEC square off in our ESPN Sunday afternoon women's basketball matchup. Tennessee takes on Ole Miss at the Pavilion with coverage starting at 3 Eastern. Well, J.R. Konieczny, good on the first couple, snapping a 9-0 run for Boston College.
Both of these teams, we talked about that. Both of these teams have the tendency to go through gaps of not scoring the basketball. I mean, both teams are really good defensively, but they need Burton and they need Post to kind of help them over their offensive struggles during the course of a game.
It's BC by 3, coming up on 9 to go in the first half. McGlockton with a tough pass to handle for Prince Aligbe, and just the second Eagles turnover.
The matchups are difficult now. They're going to try to pick matchups with Post out and look for whoever's Burton's guarding. They're going to try to put him in a post. If it's Zachary or even Harris on one of these guards, bigger guards.
There's Burton trying to shake Mason Madsen. Konieczny's got 6 of the 8 for the Irish. Madsen got a piece of it, and it does stay with Notre Dame with 11 to shoot.
Just a drive there. She held on to it a little bit.
And now Burton gets it into Matt Zona, who can step out and shoot it from long range. Shrewsbury dropped McGlockton, gave it up to Burton, nearly got caught in the air. Now Shrewsbury can't connect. Zona the offensive rebound. Roper to the corner, Konieczny tied at 11.
Konieczny knows there's no hesitation with him. That's what you're talking about when you hear Earl Grant talk about offensive maturity there. Roper has that. One more is it over to the corner. From a good shot to a better shot.
9 of the 11 for J.R. Konieczny in a breakout season. Tough shot, Zachary falling away.
That's the shot that he means right there. You're getting double teamed. Get off it. Get a better shot, not dribble out of it for a pull-up mid-range out of a post trap. Great job by zone to keep an extra possession here. Roper has it. One more is it. Konieczny with the corner three.
Zona moves it for Shrewsbury. Again, an open look. Konieczny misfires. Offensive rebound again. Konieczny right back in for two, and Notre Dame leads.
Great job by Notre Dame on the offensive end, moving the basketball. So when you know when the shot's going up, even if you don't make it, that's when your other guys know to go to the offensive glass. So they're doing it when you know it's going up instead of a quick shot. Not only do you have a shot at making it, but you can also offensive rebound it.
McGlockton, though. Irish on an 8-0 run the last 2 minutes, and J.R. Konieczny is cooking. Risky pass tipped away by Claudel Harris. Well, J.R. Konieczny had a huge game against Virginia a couple of games back for Notre Dame. He is hot, having another huge first half today.
Well, he's knocking down a couple shots. He's got to feel good. Notre Dame needs to get him going to keep him on track.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. And get access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
How many times have I felt this good? Let me count for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many times have I felt this good?
Are you ready for more in 24? Just visit Mercedes-Benz of South Charlotte. We've got the perfect EV for your needs and lifestyle. And it's available for a limited time with $7,500 lease bonus cash. Plus, shop a great selection of over 150 quality pre-owned vehicles. Expect more in 2024 at Mercedes-Benz of South Charlotte, the #1 volume Mercedes-Benz dealer in North and South Carolina.
We have breaking news right now, so we wait to see how this plays out.
In all my years, I never watched anything like this.
You have got to watch this replay, folks.
Mahomes.
What a catch! Hey, you gotta watch this. I'm watching. Oh, I'm watching. You might be
Now on SportsCenter, another wild night.
Watch me, do this.
Who says you can't go for bold without going broke? Get the brands you want, the prices you want, whenever you want. TJ Maxx, where you can always afford to be you to the max.
Experience number 6 Kentucky, Arkansas, tonight at 6 on ESPN.
Pickleball Slam 2, live on ESPN February 4th.
It's Duke Carolina. Of course it's bigger. That's why we're making such a big deal out of it, because it is bigger.
Early start in South Bend for fans of all ages, and they're watching J.R. Konieczny get hot for the Irish. Guy who his first 2 years here scored a total of 11 points. He is averaging 10 points per game this year, and he's got 11 of the 13 in a low-scoring first half.
He has. His teammates have done a good job, too, of getting him the ball, and he's a guy that can straight line drive you, but needs the ball movement and teammates to help get him open. And they've looking for offense. They've gone to him here first half early and often.
Went to St. Joe High School, just 6 minutes down the road on Notre Dame Ave. Finished his career as the county's all-time leading scorer and waited his turn here. Marcus Burton's got his first points of the day.
He does. He's a great mid-range shot there. He's got to stay ready. That time he came off the screen, found himself just a little bit of room. I don't think he came off looking to score, but had a moment and able to finish.
Kelly to McGlockton, nice feed off the dribble drive. So Quinten Post still sidelined with 2 fouls. He's been out since the 14-21 mark. You good with keeping him on the bench here?
Well, there's no reason to put him out there now, and you're still in this game. It's only a 1-possession game right now, and you completely flip the game in the second half if he comes out now and picks up his third.
Earl Grant typically very lenient when guys have 2 in the first half, according to Ken Pom. Roper on a drive, a little bit out of control. And here's BC down by 2, coming up on 6 to go first half. Donald Hand Jr. off the bench, sticks a 3.
This will be a game of runs, and both teams have made runs early on, and BC finally answers their streak. And
Burton around the corner. Shrewsbury on the drive, pulls up, too strong. Another offensive rebound for Notre Dame. Konieczny with 2 more, and he's up to 13.
The ball is just finding him now. It's amazing when you get to the right spots, and sometimes you're just rewarded for just being where you're supposed to be. Spacing wasn't good early in the possession, and Konieczny finds himself on the weak side. Ball finds him.
Turnover as Mighty couldn't make the catch on the entry from Chaz Kelly.
Again, good penetration there by Shrewsbury. Misses the floater, and tell you guys rebound by 2 hands. They don't. Konieczny just finds himself, creates space in the post, and great job finishing overall. Mighty. He's a talented shot blocker down there. Good job carving out space and finishing over him.
Kelly is tied up, and he gets fouled by Julian Roper. So a couple of teams at 2 and 6 in ACC action. Both teams, both head coaches, they feel like they've been close in so many games. BC, all 6 league losses by 11 points or fewer. And for Notre Dame, I mean, you can easily make a case they could have started, not that they did or would have, but could have started 4-1 in league play.
Both of these teams are going to be in games because you see the effort here diving on the floor.
Oh,
they're just fighting.
Look at this.
They're going to fight. And the effort right there by both teams is why they're going to be in games, because their identities are the defensive end of the floor. We might have to go to instant replay there to see the fumble here. This is a fumble.
I mean, there's no wrestling program here at Notre Dame anymore, but these guys are on the mat.
Freeman would be impressed with that. That's a drill you do. You roll it out and see who comes up with it in a pile. I mean, look at the bodies jumping all over the floor.
And that's what you get from Julian Roper. He is a guy that Micah Shrewsbury will go to war with. Traveling calls on Donald Hand, and a 4th BC turnover after we told you they only had 3 in the first meeting. Julian Roper is a ton of fun to watch. Micah Shrewsbury has been telling his team this week, I'm trying to figure out who I can lose with. And he told his team, I can lose with Julian Roper because when it's time to roll up your sleeves and fight somebody, I know what I'm getting from him.
One thing these guys are learning about playing basketball, you can lose the game, but you got to win the fight. And that's essentially what Coach Shrewsbury is telling his guys.
Logan Imes with just his 4th collegiate 3.
He's starting to come around. You can see he's forcing Coach Shrewsbury to play him. He had 1 turnover early, but prior to that, like I said, he hadn't turned it over previous 3 games. And an ability to knock down open shots and take some pressure off Burton. He's a key guy that's earning minutes in his Notre Dame rotation.
Booth blocked a league bay. Shot clock doesn't reset, and it is. Another BC walk and turnover. This one on Prince Aligbe.
Aligbe, the double team is surprising, man. See Quinten Post coming back in the game for a quick push here, but the offensive end of the floor, they're starting to struggle with the turnovers here. And Earl Grant wants to get his starters back in the game.
Is now the right time? You said you were okay with keeping him on the bench when it was 1 possession.
Yeah, he's been sitting for so long and hadn't played a ton of minutes, so you got to get him back out there. And this is where the trust is earned. With a veteran guy, you're expecting him to not foul. He's only played 5 minutes of the game.
Sat the last 10 minutes of game action on the nose. Burton lost his handle, and the arrow will keep it at this end of the floor with the Fighting Irish. This has not been an offensive masterpiece. I don't think you would say.
We didn't expect it to be. I mean, these are two of the better defensive teams in the ACC. They have their offensive challenges, and this is going to be a rock fight. The first game was 63-59, and I expect this game to be right around that same edge. I mean, right in the 50s.
If you're playing broadcasting bingo, you can check off rock fight.
You're not going to, like I said, both teams are really good defensively, but Notre Dame is just not going to allow you to play at a fast pace right now. They're going to dictate the pace with their defense, and when you play two teams that identity is built on the defensive end of the floor, you're going to get a game like this. And it's about who make the fewest amount of mistakes. You can live with missed shots.
A double on Quinten Post. Again, just back into the game after sitting for 10 minutes. BC down by 4 on the baseline. That's 2 for McGlockton, who's got 9 points and is really lifting the Eagles in the first half.
If I'm concerned for Notre Dame, that's the biggest difference. There's just multiple options of when you have the full complement of players. Boston College has the ability to put it in the post and force double teams.
Giant. And how's Post working out of double teams and sharing it?
Well, it's vital because you need to, when they double team you, Boston College needs to do a better job of, for a team that's struggling in the offensive end, do a better job of attacking out of the double team.
Hand, always confident with his shot. And Imes the rebound with the Irish up by 2 inside of 3 to go in the first half. Imes, the freshman in-state product, who's headed to Penn State before the coaching change, and Micah Shrewsbury's new destination.
You got to go flat now. Bird's got to attack him. Drive the paint. Don't settle.
With a mismatch against the 7-footer. Konieczny has missed his last couple, and Post the rebound.
Post just backed off of him. I thought Bird could have dribbled himself into a rhythm. Hold on.
Kelly to the corner. McGlockton wants to back down Kerry Booth, and Devin McGlockton is rolling in this first half.
Great job by McGlockton, not settling for the open 3. Knew Booth was closing out on him, knew he had the physical advantage, and backed him inside and shot the baby hook over.
11 and 4 for Devin McGlockton. Burton off target. Hand pushes, nearly a carry.
Got to see it early. They had Post inside.
And they have McGlockton on Burton.
Yeah. Double team's coming. He spins away from it.
Burton digging down, and it's a jump ball. The arrow keeps it at this end with the Eagles when we come back. Rock fight, baby.
When you're great, your game does the talking. In the ACC, ours speaks volumes. 3 of the last 8 NCAA championships. 99 NCAA tournament wins since 2015. 8 NCAA titles in the last 22 years. 6 of the top 30 winningest programs in Division I, most of any conference. It's not bragging if it's true. Greatness is what we do. The ACC, accomplished greatness.
Ally is invested in women's sports. Are you?
Heart of a lion, fire inside me blaze like a siren. Why would you try it? Wake up the beast, no, I can't keep silent. I put my time in, now it's my time, your time is expiring. Blood, sweat, and tears, I conquered my fears, I'm ready to fly now. We know they scared of us, no, they don't care for us.
The game has changed monumentally. Ally is invested in the financial future of women's sports.
Okay, get this right, and you get my free ticket to tonight's game. Right. Who is my all-time favorite receiver?
Oh, Larry Fitzgerald.
Yes, Larry Fitzgerald.
Hey, I heard you got an extra ticket to the game tonight. I would love to go.
Yeah, sure. It's all yours, Larry.
Thanks, Billy. I'll meet you out front. What?
Yeah, okay, it's Bob, but okay, yeah.
He doesn't know your name, dude.
I guess I'm Bill now.
With Vivid Seats, when you buy 10 tickets, you can get your 11th free.
Rivalry energy is unmatched on ACCN. The Pack and Heels go one-on-one. You gotta be kidding me! North Carolina at NC State, Thursday on ACC Network.
Who says you can't go for bold without going broke? Get the brands you want, the prices you want, whenever you want. TJ Maxx, where you can always afford to be you to the max.
True story. When Big Blue Nation rolls in, it's time to dial up the Hogs. Number 6, Kentucky.
Total domination by Kentucky.
Takes on Arkansas.
Wow, what a play.
Experience number 6, Kentucky, Arkansas. Tonight at 6 on ESPN.
Pickleball Slam 2, live on ESPN February 4th.
True story. When Big Blue Nation rolls in, it's time to dial up the Hogs. Number 6, Kentucky.
Total domination by Kentucky.
Takes on Arkansas.
Wow, what a play.
Experience number 6, Kentucky, Arkansas. Tonight at 6 on ESPN.
Cats and Hogs from Bud Walton Arena in Fayetteville, and the third collegiate game for Zvonimir Ivisic, the 7'2" freshman from Croatia. There will be a quiz on that pronunciation later, Randolph.
It will be, and I'll answer Big Z.
He finally made his debut Saturday. Finally got cleared by the NCAA after missing the first 16 games. Stepped onto the floor Saturday and immediately put together about a 4-minute stretch, as good as you will see in this sport.
It will be, and it'll be interesting to see if that young Kentucky team figures it out on the road. They've had their struggles.
Most recently, the loss at South Carolina in a court storming in Columbia. Shot clock winding down on Devin McGlockton, and Logan Imes battles against Armani Mighty as we are inside of 90 seconds to go in this first half in South Bend. With Randolph Childress, I'm Mike Monaco in a 20-20 first half. Matt Sona for 3.
I guarantee you that wasn't on the scouting report there.
No. His 7th of the season. Senior who has stuck around and now finds himself in the biggest role of his career.
Great job there. Call by Shrewsbury coming out of timeout, getting him the shot, knowing Armani Mighty was going to be sitting in the paint trying to protect the rim.
Claudel Harris, again for second straight game, coming off the bench. Chaz Kelly answers.
Good job by Chaz Kelly. He's has all the talent in the world, and it's been fun to see his development and his involvement in his BC lineup. He's forced himself into the rotation and actually getting started the last couple of games. He's taking advantage of it.
Sophomore guard from Houston. 7 seconds separate game clock and shot clock. Marcus Burton spring-loaded and blocked. Saved by the Eagles. 7 seconds for Jaden Zachary. Off the bounce. Zachary lost his footing. Got it to McGlockton, who comes up short. So we head to halftime locked at 23 and a slugfest in the Holy War on the hardwood in South Bend.
20. Early foul here, right? It's got to be solid. This team needs him on the offensive end of the floor. He's their identity on the offensive end of the floor, and you almost wish he could see the basket before he committed a foul here. But they're switching 5.
So he gets switched on to Burton, and we get an offensive foul that is called on Keba Jai, who had the mismatch with Jaden Zachary as the Eagles switch 1 through 5, as you said.
Yeah, they're switching everything in the ball screen, and great job by Zachary there, and see that left arm of Jai go up top and hit Zachary across the head.
We knew it would be a physical game, defensive-minded. Notre Dame is rated as the second-best defense in the ACC in league play, only behind Carolina. A league they missed it in close, and the Irish clear it into the hands of Burton, leading scorer at 16 a game, who only had 2 in the first half. And now Jai turns on Post.
Great job of attacking Post there. Takes it one direction, spins off, gets the angle, and finishes. It's a great job there.
What you see from Keba Jai and Kerry Booth, who again Wednesday got benched, didn't play at all in the second half, and Micah Shrewsbury came back with them today.
Yeah, he got their attention. And Jai has to, he has to be the physical guy inside the tone setter. Booth is a little bit more knowing his assignments, taking over shots when they're there, and just being more active with his length.
First points from Quinten Post. Tie us up at 25. Roper. Konieczny on the baseline cut.
Konieczny doing a great job today, just knowing when to cut, when to space. Just good feel for the game right now. The ball is just finding him.
Guy who in his first 2 years here played a grand total of 22 minutes. Local guy came in the same class as his old buddy Blake Wesley.
Mike, he wasn't on the scouting report.
No.
Coming in here when we played him, he wasn't on the scouting report. I mean, he was just a guy that he's like, hey, if he came in, you'd give a signal, but didn't play at all. And it's amazing what confidence and opportunity does for someone.
Told us how appreciative he is of this opportunity and sticking around South Bend through a coaching change and all. Post on a reverse that rolled up.
That's the difficult thing about when you get double teamed inside. You know, let's hope he continues to post up inside and not just continues to go to the perimeter game. Because them doubling him in the post will help his teammates.
Roper too strong, and then Post cleared out Jai. And Post wanted a foul on Kevin Jai as those two bang like they did in the first meeting when they played very physically, especially in the first half of that game. Jai really got Quinten Post out of sorts.
Well, he's upset. He hadn't scored yet, and Jai went at him a couple times and scored on him. And you better believe, as a big guy, you know that's, you keeping track of that battle.
Like coaches do. Konieczny tried to get Post up in the air and couldn't finish.
Yeah, Post is just frustrated. He just hadn't been able to get the ball in the basket.
Preseason second-team ACC choice. He's 20 points away from 1,000 for his career. The 7-footer from Amsterdam sets the screen for Chaz Kelly, dogged by Marcus Burton. Now Zachary, shot clock winding down, and Julian Roper commits the foul on Jaden Zachary.
And what Post can do, too, is just rely on his teammates. His one basket he got was a penetration and drop-off, and he puts himself in ball screens and lets his teammates kind of get going. With Zachary seems to be able to get in the paint. Just another basket like that can get him going.
Saw 17 in the first meeting for Post, and now up to 4 today. Ties it up at 27.
Great baseline out of bounds call there. Using a guard to screen him.
Burton trying to get it from Jai. Instead, still with it, 20 seconds into the possession. And now Roper, the Northwestern transfer originally from Detroit, probing the baseline and tipped away by Zachary with 3.4 left to shoot.
Doing a good job with Post. They're keeping him in the paint. He's clogging it up, allowing everything. They're trying to pin the ball on the sidelines, and when it gets in the middle, then they're switching middle ball screens. But everything else on the sideline, they're trying to pin it on the sideline.
Konieczny from the sideline drives in. Now Booth rises. Airballs that one, and it'll stay at this end. But the shot clock had reset. And so the officials will come together here. Keith Kimball and Justin Porterfield want to chat about it. So 3.4 left as Burton puts it in. It was an air ball out of the corner. Yeah, you see it already reset to 30. So it presumably belongs to Boston College.
Yeah, I think Keith Kimball there was looking to go the other way. I think he was thinking it was Boston College's ball, and they both had mix-up on it. They just want to make sure they get the call right.
Well, they'll look at it. We'll fill you in on what happens when we come back to South Bend.
No fees or minimums and no overdraft fees are another reason banking with Capital One is an even easier decision than this.
I'll take Barkley.
Yes! Yep, even easier than that. What's in your wallet?
Let's go! You go for a ride. Exploring all night. Driving now. You go for a ride.
It's your journey. Own every mile in an available H-Track all-wheel drive Hyundai SUV. Get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash on the Tucson or lease for $269 a month. See your hometown Hyundai dealer.
Pop cut fizz, yeah, that's it. You do you, I do me, that's lit. I'm a snack, 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 snack. That's my flavor.
Chips Ahoy, here for happy.
You give eye exams.
I give fresh starts, better vision, healthy eyes,
Everybody wants that.
Hero Doc saves vision.
Well,
Hero Owl saves money. Get 50% off lenses when you buy designer frames at America's Best.
GoDaddy is a partner that always puts you first. Start today at GoDaddy.com.
Baby food for adults.
Grab a Kind Bar, made with #1 ingredient, whole almonds. Nutritious and delicious. Shut out the noise. Trust your taste buds.
A little juice here inside Purcell Pavilion and some physicality, as we told you to expect in this game. Second meeting in 2 weeks between BC and Notre Dame. And Micah Shrewsbury was begging for this yesterday at practice. He said to us, I'm going to see if we're out there cracking boys or not.
He's got to love what he sees. I mean, he's challenged his guys to be physical on both ends of the floor defensively, but also offensively, and setting their screens and rolling and sealing. And I can tell you this, these coaches don't care what the score is. As long as you win by 1 point, it could finish 28-27. You're going to take that win and run with it.
Two coaches at programs who are building. Year 3 for Earl Grant. Year 1, of course, for Micah Shrewsbury. It was a shot clock violation, by the way, on Notre Dame, as we expected. So BC with it. First 4+ minutes out of halftime. Chaz Kelly out of the corner.
And BC has the guys. They have the shooting ability to get going. Guys like Chaz Kelly and Harris and Post hadn't got going. They have guys.
Just 7 points combined from the top 3 scorers for the Eagles. Post, Harris, and Zachary. Another offensive rebound run down by Konieczny for the Fighting Irish. Off the give and go. Konieczny tried to bounce back for Giant, a kick with 12 left to shoot.
Coach Shrewsbury telling Konieczny there to watch that pass. He's better off getting it up on the glass. I think sometimes these guards are getting deep in the paint. They're trying to force passes that are not there. And then you got to ask yourself, what is your big going to do when you throw it to him? So sometimes it's just better to get it up on the glass.
Zachary being physical with Burton. And now Braden Shrewsbury. He's been scoreless as well, 0 for 3, including 2 attempts from long range. Back for Shrewsbury. First points.
Great quick release there. Great job by Burton finding Shrewsbury. The teams are starting to adjust to him now. Even for Shrewsbury, he's got to do a really good job of, when they chase him down, he's got to be ready to put it on the deck and drive it.
McGlockton trying to muscle it up. And here come the Irish. Saw the note on Shrewsbury, averaging better than 13 a game his last 5. And Burton draws a foul. A big day over on ESPN in the college hoops world. How about these 3 games? Number 3, North Carolina, perfect in the ACC. In Tallahassee at 2 Eastern against Florida State. Clemson at Cameron, haven't won there since 1995. And 6th-ranked Kentucky against Arkansas. Duke got Mark Mitchell and Jeremy Roach both back in the midweek action against Louisville. So a second game for them. And Clemson hasn't played since we saw them in Tallahassee beating the Noles last weekend.
They were dominant against the Noles. They were physical. They were tough. But they're going into a place where Pitt just got a win, and you don't go into Cameron and get many wins, and so they're going to need a equally as difficult and tough performance to get one there.
Burton and Post swap buckets as the top scorers on each team start to heat up.
It's a great sign of BCC Post, just seeing the ball go in here.
He's up to 6 points, all here since halftime. Micah Shrewsbury directing things with his freshman point guard Marcus Burton at the controls. With Post on him, he didn't bite. Konieczny, shot clock winding down, and J.R. Konieczny had it online, but too strong.
It's great defensive possession there.
Extra pass for Madsen. Yes, sir!
Great defensive possession there by BC, and forced a difficult shot, pushed it in transition before Notre Dame was able to set their defense and get to wide open three.
From the right hand of Mason Madsen, backup guard, senior from Minnesota, connecting on 46% from long range. Burton draws a Chaz Kelly foul after the triple spurred by the defense.
It's a great job on the defensive end of the floor there. You got 4 guys inside. Chaz Kelly throws it ahead, just pushes, forced rotation. You want more, just no one there to rotate. They come over late. That's what you want to do against a really good defensive team, is you get possessions like that where you get to push tempo and try to score before they set. You're struggling as well. Shots like that won't come around when their defense is set, so you got to be more aggressive in transition.
First meeting, getting out in transition, played a big part in BC's comeback win from down a dozen in the second half 2 weeks ago. Tate Davis gets fouled by Quinten Post, and so that's 3 on the BC stud. 12:41 to go in the second half.
That one's on Quinten Post there. You can't allow middle penetration. He's closing out. If he forces a baseline, he'd have help right there. You can't get beat middle. There's no help middle. It's impossible to help. Weak side guys got to push away to get to the shooters on the other side. I would almost rather Post let that go than commit that foul.
How do you manage it now? 3 with about 13 minutes to go.
Well, he's played a lot in this half, and whether you give him a normal blow, you can do it now, just to remind him of, hey, don't pick up a quick one here. But he's involved because you're switching 5. He's going to be involved in every play now because you're going to run your offense through him on the other end. So
Tate Davis connects on both, and we got a 1-point game in the second half between BC and Notre Dame. Post couldn't knock down the triple. Imes saved it but turned it over. Not on the same page with Tate Davis initiating for the Fighting Irish in the half court. And Post takes it himself and got fouled. And we'll head to the free throw line.
Yeah, that's part of his game that he has, I think, where Zona just can't match up with him on it. If they give him the ball in the pinch post or in the high post and allow him to attack off the bounce, that's a difficult ask of Zona.
Pinch post means what? For
free throw line. When they flash up at the free throw line and catch it. Just a great job there. He's driving, a little hesitation move, as much as a 7-footer can hesitate. But he has that in his skill set. Sometimes when teams who press Boston College, they'll often put the ball in Post hands and force other teams' center to come up. And outside of Florida State, I don't know if any other team has a center that comes and pressure.
Yeah. What's his pro
94
future?
feet. Say again?
What's his pro future?
He shoots the ball well from 3. You look at his percentage, I don't think he shoots it enough. And let's see if what his percentages stay the same. I think it'll be dictated on how well he shoots the basketball as a 7-footer.
44% from 3.
Well, because he's not taking
volume,
it. Yeah, but he's not a high volume guy. But there is a role for a guy like that. Because he plays in drop coverage now. He's not an athletic above the rim guy. But offensively, his skill set, passing and doing everything else, is definitely an NBA level skill set.
Micah Shrewsbury didn't like the offensive foul. Julian Roper. BC by 3 on the road.
When you're great,
I may add, of St. Joe High School. Great kicks all over, all with a personal touch. Kerry Booth from Colorado's got the mountains on his. Julian Roper from Detroit. He's got the Detroit Tigers on his, but look at Micah Shrewsbury's. It says building a culture on one side of the shoe and has, yes, an actual basketball stitched onto his sneaks.
Nice. Where are ours, man?
I don't know.
Why didn't you get a... like, you're hanging in the rafters, man, with a microphone picture hanging in next to all these great basketball players.
It's suits and sneakers, coaches versus cancer. So we got good kicks all over the place. Harris got fouled at the rim. What would you get on yours if you could have a personal touch on your shoes? A crossover, maybe?
No, I don't know yet. That would be something I'd have to think about. Wouldn't wear them a lot, but...
Shout out to Jerry Barker, by the way. He's a senior in high school designing these.
That's awesome.
What were you doing senior year of high school?
I wasn't doing that.
No, man.
Anything close to this.
Just trying to get by.
Trying to figure out where I was going to go to school. That was about it.
You ended up at a great private school, by the way.
I did.
Private school education.
I did. Took advantage of it.
Yeah. He's the great Randolph Childers. I'm merely Mike Monaco. BC leads by 4. And a long way to go in this second half. And a rivalry matchup dominated recently by Boston College. 5 of the last 6. Marcus Burton's so good at that, getting to his spot in the mid-range.
That's his game. It's the only one, second one he got to like that, and on cue he knocked it down.
Zachary again lost his footing. It finds Devin McGlockton, who's been massive for BC in this game. He's up to 13.
Forcing the switch, gets the smaller guard on him, goes right inside. There's spacing posts. He provides that ability with his ability to shoot the ball from 3.
Burton gets bumped by Zachary, and then McGlockton buried him late. Pretty good looking crossover from Marcus Burton.
Yeah, he's so quick. This was part of what they practiced. The game plan was clear out of side. He snatches and he gets to the rim or gets to his mid-range, but if you see there, it's cleared out of side for him to attack, and both teams looking now to take advantage of the switching.
After Miami was here the other day, Jim Larinaga said that Marcus Burton is one of the 3 or 4 best freshmen in the country. He's got a lot on his plate. Zachary coughs it up in transition.
Yeah, Zachary trying to push tempo teams now. Both teams are starting to see the ball go through the net. So they're trying to push tempo, take advantage of this moment. And Zachary there just got a little ahead of himself with multiple defenders back waiting on him.
Talk about how much responsibility Marcus Burton has. The highest usage rate of anyone in the ACC. What percentage of possessions in total for a team that he's a part of, that he's responsible for shooting or assisting? Shrewsbury.
But you can see now he's conscious of trying to get other guys going, and as the scoring around him picks up, then the game will become even easier for him. But now he's got to pick it up on the defensive end. They're doing a great job of trying to put him in a post.
He was late getting out to Claudell Harris, who knocks down his first shot of the day.
Yeah, they tried to rotate from the wing and take the post and kick him out, so they couldn't post him up, and he couldn't get there in enough time.
BC by 5. Largest lead for either team in this game is 6. Just past the midway point, second half. Burton, drive and dish. Shot fake, Shrewsbury knocks it down.
Great quick release by Shrewsbury. Side steps to get away from the defense and gets it off. Knocks down his second 3 of the afternoon.
Well, that was much needed for Notre Dame. Madsen moves it. Harris again. Answers. Claudell Harris.
That's the communication issues that they're dealing with for Notre Dame on the defensive end of the floor. They're trying to put Burton in the ball screen and post up. Notre Dame wants to 3-man switch it and kick him out, and they've given up 6 points right here on back-to-back threes by not communicating on that switch.
Communication on ball screens was a problem for Notre Dame defensively in the first meeting as well, especially late against Quinten Post. Roper went spinning. Post doesn't bite, playing with 3, and he picks up his 4th foul with 9 minutes to go.
Did a great job initially guarding the ball, and He does a good job of moving his feet. The mistakes happen when he tries to block the shot.
Just can't go down trying to get a block here.
I mean, it's just a great job. Just stay there and wall up. Take away the angle, and that would have been a difficult shot for Roper to finish anyway, kind of falling away with his left hand. And now you pick up your 4th foul when your team offensively looked like they were just starting to get a rhythm. Knocked down a couple of threes, and he's a big part of that because they were spacing him in the corner.
What do you think this conversation is?
He's just reminding him that again. There's a lot of minutes, a lot of time left in this game, but a player of his level, he has to understand he cannot commit that foul. And spent way too many valuable minutes in a game like this on the bench and foul trouble.
Tate Davis returns. Meanwhile, Earl Grant elects to go smaller. Prince Aligbe, Chaz Kelly just came in out there with Harris, Zachary, and McGlockton. What do you expect to see from the Eagles here without Post?
Trying to, again, force the switch. You see they're trying to put Burton inside. That's the game plan.
Aligbe fighting for it, and Burton picks up the foul. That's 2 on Notre Dame's point guard.
Now, what they've been trying to do prior to that was the weak side wing was trying to come inside and kick him out. Boston College saw that and sprayed it in the corner for threes. That time, Coach Shrewsbury just told Burton, just get in there and fight.
Harris wanted a third from the same spot. Konieczny tried to knock it away, but it does stay with Boston College.
You're seeing more guards go to the offensive glass more than you ever had in the past. And Zachary there battling for the offensive rebound, where traditionally you want your point guards back at half court to kind of balance the floor.
Why do we see more of it?
I think when teams struggle offensively, you're just trying to fight. I mean, I don't know if he was expecting the shot to go up. Sometimes you're not expecting that shot to go up there. And you're just kind of there waiting on the ball reversal to come out.
McGlockton to the offensive glass. Couldn't save it to a teammate. Notre Dame down 4. Oh, man, and Shrewsbury barely avoided the travel, banging into his teammate Jai.
Almost a victim of friendly fire there by his own teammate, forcing him to travel.
Like me and you, bleary-eyed at the hotel. Here's Harris on the run out. Plays it in. Claudell Harris starting to cook. He's up to 9. And Micah Shrewsbury needs a timeout. Claudell Harris is powering Boston College up a half dozen, going back and forth with Braden Shrewsbury.
The offense is picking up. Guys are getting hot from behind the three-point line there. Shrewsbury knocks down 1, and BC comes back, knocks down 1. Got a game here now. BC up 6.
I bought 3 of the same jacket to get the 4th free.
I subscribed to get a deal on these memory supplements, then forgot to cancel.
Well, you know, recognizing a bad deal is a part of the journey. Yes, Eva, would you like to share your breakthrough?
I got AT&T's best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus and got to choose my plan.
Yes, we don't make you sign up for the top tier plan to get our best deal.
I still haven't gone. I subscribed to get a deal.
I know.
Get the newest Galaxy on us with any of our best plans, guaranteed.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
I'll take Barkley.
Yes, I still got it. I told her she'd pick me first.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Let's go. You go for a ride. Exploring all night. Driving down. You go for a ride.
It's your journey. Own every mile in an available H-Track all-wheel drive Hyundai SUV. Get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash on the Tucson, or lease for $269 a month. See your hometown Hyundai dealer.
Sometimes it takes a different approach.
Set up a meeting. So how does next week sound?
To see the possibilities all around you.
Yeah, what if I catch him first, then what?
With Capella University's game-changing FlexPath format, get support every step of the way to help you stay on track. Imagine your future differently with Capella University.
BC's up by 6 on Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana, and Marcus Burton just turned it over, trying to split a ball screen and split 2 Eagles. What'd you see here, and why is he out of the game?
Well, he tried to do that early in the year. He got away with it, and Shrewsbury told him he wanted to stop doing it. You can see him in the background immediately going to the bench. That was a no-no. He started telling him, just string it out. It's too many turnovers committed, him trying to do that move, and his coach is upset with him, and he told him not to do it coming out, and he tried it there, and it cost his turnover right there.
And Micah Shrewsbury told us.
Yes.
10 or 12 of those already this year. Finally got to a point where they told Marcus Burton, you're not allowed to split ball screens like that.
You can see it's a habit, and habits are hard to break.
Much needed 3 for Notre Dame with Burton out, and it's Braden Shrewsbury, fellow freshman, who delivers again, and he's got 11.
So difficult when you dribble handoff with him, because even when you're switching, if I'm guarding the ball, I'm under the ball screen, the ball handler, and it's tough to get there. He gets that off so quick.
Here's Claudel Harris, who just slipped, and now his pass goes off the feet of Chaz Kelly, and it's a turnover for the Eagles as they still play without Quinten Post. Their star sidelined with 4 fouls.
Now this is the trade-off now with Burton. He's out. He's the guy you got to give the ball to create for himself and others, and he's not out there now. Who takes up that slack?
Looks like Braden Shrewsbury. Gives it up, Konieczny. Off target. Batted around, and it belongs to the Eagles. We step aside with 6:40 to go at Purcell Pavilion. 1 possession game in the ACC.
At South Charlotte Hyundai. During our model year-end sales event, every new 2023 model must go. Shop our inventory and get financing as low as 0% plus no payments till January 2024. Lease the 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe for just $289 a month for 36 months. Get America's best warranty on all new vehicles, plus our lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. But to get our 2023 models, you have to go to the model year-end sales event at South Charlotte Hyundai.
This new year, make a resolution to save at Toyota of Rock Hill. Resolve to take advantage of Toyota of Rock Hill's Real Zero Deal. 0 down, 0 payments for 3 months, and 0 cost maintenance. All backed by our rock-solid guarantee. And we honor all dealers' ads. This year, make a New Year's resolution you'll want to keep. Save with the Real Zero Deal at Toyota of Rock Hill, located minutes from Uptown at exit 79.
True story. When Big Blue Nation rolls in, it's time to dial up the Hogs. Number 6, Kentucky.
Total domination by Kentucky.
Takes on Arkansas.
Wow, what a play.
Experience number 6, Kentucky, Arkansas. Tonight at 6 on ESPN.
I'm here courtside. Watch this.
You have got to watch this replay, folks.
Watch this, watch this.
The Pro Bowl games are back. And this year's stars show off their best moves as they compete in dodgeball, precision passing, and more in the skill shuffle. Plus, the AFC and NFC meet again in flag football. Can Peyton and Eli Manning coach the league's best to glory? The 2024 Pro Bowl game. Skills Show Thursday, February 1st on ESPN. And don't miss flag football and more skills Sunday, February 4th on ESPN and ABC.
The competition's never been better.
This is just spectacular.
The stars have never been brighter. That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
Been trying to settle down his second leading scorer, Claudel Harris, by bringing him off the bench these last 2 games.
He's went on a 3-game stretch there where he was struggling, and now late in the game, last game, he's starting to find his rhythm. And when you let the offense come to you, you don't force shots. I think you shoot a better percentage, and he's starting to find himself here in the second half.
Earl Grant told us before the game that it's a balance for him in coaching Claudell Harris. Because he's so talented, because he is such a shot maker who was woken up here in the second half, that he's got to balance giving him the freedom to do his thing, but also looking for shot selection to be what he wants.
Well, I think the biggest thing in watching him on film, and they agreed with me when I saw it, was just him taking balanced shots. If he's unbalanced, he'll make a high percentage of shots. Sometimes he gets into a rhythm, and when you have that ability to take as many shots in the freedom, I say, sometimes you can shoot yourself into a slump. And I think that's what he did. He's figuring it out.
So he and Post now have combined for 19 in the second half after, again, they were both scoreless, as you saw in the first half. Marcus Burton is still on the bench for Notre Dame.
Yeah, at some point you're going to see he's going to have to try to get him back in there. Just don't have anybody else that can create.
Shrewsbury taking tough followaways like that, and it is a turnover and a traveling call on J.R. Konieczny. Hey, NBA Rivals Week rolls on today on ABC with the Heat and Knicks at 3 Eastern, followed by the Sixers and Nuggets. Then we cap the night at 8:30 Eastern and 5:30 Pacific with the Warriors hosting the Lakers. And it all starts with NBA Countdown at 2:30 Eastern.
Well, Bird's back in the game. You know, when you're in this situation and you do something wrong with the coach and he takes you out, it's kind of like a kid when you... There it is. He's making himself, he's getting involved in this game. Reminding coach, they can't play without him. But it's like when you get in trouble as a little kid and your parents send you to the room and you make so much noise in your room, they're like, just go back outside. Just get out of my face. Just go out. Just go play. Just get away from me. And you can't keep him out. He's a competitor, and he's made some mistakes, but he brings too much energy to this team.
Now Jaden Zachary's third turnover this half.
He just a great job there, running through the passing lane. If he would have dunked that, he would have brought the house down.
Superstar freshman guard at 16 points per game, third best among freshmen in the entire country.
He's the one guy when the offense breaks down, you can set screens to dictate the matchup. Now he's on Harris, and then he just goes.
Burton off the bounce. Harris stayed right with him. Kelly in transition. Lays it in.
That's the unforced turnover there. Anything we talk about, just get it to the glass.
All created by the defense of Claudell Harris. He's had a huge second half now on both ends. And Kelly knocked it away. Another Burton turnover, and then Burton commits his third foul.
Yeah, he's going to come out now. Back-to-back turnovers there. It's just... he has so much responsibility, and he's got to learn that. It's going to come. It's going to happen. And I know he's frustrated and disappointed, but...
Micah Shrewsbury sat him down this week in a film session and said about the turnovers, look, we can show you how teams are defending you, but Micah Shrewsbury said to him, I can't coach both teams. So, meaning, opponents are going to adjust what they're doing against you defensively over the course of the game, and you have to learn to adapt in-game on the fly.
What he's going to learn, Mike, is leave the mistake in the past. So he turns it over the previous possession. So instead of coming and being aggressive this next ball screens, he's really passive. And then that snowballs, and he creates another turnover there. And if you don't fix that, you'll find yourself like in quicksand. You just get so timid. And this team needs him to stay aggressive. He just needs to just be mindful of taking care of the basketball. And remember, just get it on the glass. Just get the shot up on the glass and let your teammates rebound it.
So BC's up by 7. Biggest lead for the Eagles. Approaching 4 minutes to go. They're trying to sweep Notre Dame this season here on the road. Tay Davis got Post in the air, and Quinten Post has fouled out of this game with 4:03 to go.
Eric Grant's going to have to figure out a way with Post to communicate with him and tell him he's got to concede baskets. We're at a critical point here in BC that if he had given him and been in the game for a couple of minutes, they could have just sealed the game. And now he fouls out. It's going to give this Notre Dame team hope. Does a great job. And he's moving his feet well, but he leaves his feet. You don't want to foul Tay Davis there. He's not a scorer. He's just putting his head down, trying to make a play for his team. Just wall up. He scores over top of you. You're 7 feet. It's okay.
You just don't need that, and you don't need the Roper one when he's on the baseline back to the basket.
Those are just fouls where initially he does a good job defending it. He keeps his feet in front of the ball, and that time he left his feet. The other time he tried to block it. And his impact on the game, because it's not just for his team, it's what happens schematically from the other team. Like, teams are scheming him, and his versatility creates offense for the other. So let's see. Now Burton's not in the game, so they can't run their ball screen action to post up Burton. So let's see where they go with the ball here.
2 big free throws from Tay Davis have trimmed the BC lead to 5. Inside of 4 to go in South Bend. Chaz Kelly gets to the cup and is fouled by Braden Shrewsbury. Kelly's given a lift. He's got 8 points in this game. BC's up by 5, trying to win on the road against Micah Shrewsbury in Notre Dame.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. And get access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Agassi, Kraft, McEnroe, Sharapova.
Pickleball Slam 2. Even more legendary.
4 world #1s. Last year's Slam champion.
I'm gonna make John relive his defeat to me again.
And a legend who wants only one thing.
Revenge.
We are going to destroy you.
It's on.
Pickleball Slam 2, live on ESPN February 4th.
The Pro Bowl games are back. And this year's stars show off their best moves as they compete in dodgeball, precision passing, and more in the skill shuffle. Plus, the AFC and NFC meet again in flag football. Touchdown. Can Peyton and Eli Manning coach the league's best to glory? The 2024 Pro Bowl game. Skill Show Thursday, February 1st on ESPN. And don't miss flag football and more skills Sunday, February 4th on ESPN and ABC.
NBA Wednesday on ABC.
Added up shooting threes and I slam on them.
A new night every Wednesday in January. The league's biggest teams, the game's brightest stars.
We hold the rock, I got 2 hands on it. Half court, we shooting shots like we wide open. Woo!
NBA Wednesday on ABC, home of the NBA Finals.
.40 to go in South Bend in the Holy War, and a game reset for you. BC has shot it well in the second half. Their stars have arrived in this second half after Devin McGlockton was huge in the first half. Braden Shrewsbury has lifted Notre Dame from long range, and it was J.R. Konieczny who got them going in the first half.
Yeah, they're looking for someone now in the second half. Burton struggled with turnovers. He's back out of the game and don't know if he'll get back in. And the question becomes, where do they look for offense when they're in before? Braden Shrewsbury, usually more catch-and-shoot guy, and between he and Konieczny, one of those 2 guys is going to have to lift the load here the last 3:40 in the game.
Well, Chaz Kelly misses on the first. 5-point BC lead. Kelly splits at the stripe.
Crowd was upset, man. They were going to get some nachos had he missed that one.
That applies to you, too. I should have you know. It's a bump on Kelly. And that is the 17th foul on BC. So the 1-and-1 coming for Logan Imes. And now you start to think about Notre Dame's free throw shooting as well. A team that really struggled at the line. In ACC play, 68%. That's third worst in the league. And in ACC losses, only 58% free throw shooting. But a whole lot better today.
Well, the thing for Chaz Kelly, he's a young player himself. You don't want to commit a foul that early in the shot clock. You look at the lineup. This Notre Dame team is struggling to score. And you foul a dribbler, one dribble across half court to go into bonus and essentially give them 2 points.
Logan Imes was good on both. Zachary Aligbe, Harris, Kelly, and McGlockton. The 5 for Earl Grant with Quinten Post having fouled out. Harris came up short. McGlockton, the offensive rebound and stick back.
Great job by McGlockton there. That's what you tell your bigs at times. He sets the screen, he gets the switch. You may not get it in the post, but you got to kick that guard's tail on the glass and get the rebound, and he did so. It's a big possession there.
Team high 15 for McGlockton. Tay Davis got fouled first on the drive. Offensive rebounding, a big key here from Devin McGlockton.
McGlockton has Roper on him in the guard, and they didn't post him up, but did a great job of battling, tracing the ball in the air. He gets it off the rim, sends it to himself, and just goes back up. He's a matchup nightmare for these guards to switch, to keep off the glass.
Guy who had his sights set on D1 football at one point. Tate Davis has been good at the line.
See Chaz Kelly telling them there, next time they switch, I'll just throw it back and probably throw it to you in the post. It's a great job for Notre Dame getting these last 4 points off the free throw line. It stops the clock for one, but it gets you in a rhythm if we get into a free throw shooting contest to close the game.
They're 12 of 13 at the free throw line in this game. Hanging around within 4 of Boston College. Won the first meeting against Notre Dame and Chestnut Hill less than 2 weeks ago. Kelly, defended by Roper. Kelly turns it over. Roper walked the tightrope. Imes on the deck, and it's a timeout called by Notre Dame. One of 2 that was left for the Irish. We step aside for 30. Then right back to South Bend.
When you're great, your game does the talking. In the ACC, ours speaks volumes. 3 of the last 8 NCAA championships. 99 NCAA tournament wins since 2015. 8 NCAA titles in the last 22 years. 6 of the top 30 winningest programs in Division I, most of any conference. It's not bragging if it's true. Greatness is what we do. The ACC,
Claudell Harris, again, coming off the bench today, like he did against Virginia Tech when he played a whole lot better and maybe a little more free than the first meeting against Notre Dame and against Carolina.
Well, he started to see signs of him coming out of it, his slump in the Virginia Tech game, and started out slow here in the first half, but he's picked it up here in the second half. I think the biggest question going to be with him, is he more comfortable coming off the bench for the team? Is it better for the team for him starting or coming off the bench?
Looks like that might be the case.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. He's a closer. He'll be on the floor when it matters. It's never about who started. It's more about who finishes. He's definitely going to be on the court when it's time to decide who finishes the game.
Shrewsbury off a shot fake. Got McGlockton in the air. Shrewsbury spinning and scooping, and it rolled out. It's off of BC and stays with the Fighting Irish down 4.
Great footwork there. Just pivoting, unable to finish it, but
Kevin Jai returns for the Fighting Irish, replacing Julian Roper. Meanwhile, with 2:05 left, Marcus Burton still sits, leading scorer. Stud freshman has been out since the 4:26 mark in a game in which he's turned it over 5 times. Konieczny got free. Konieczny comes up short. Had a good look to make it a 1-point game.
He did. Everyone was focused on everything, all the action coming off the strong side. Konieczny pops out, weak side action, and unable to knock down a 3.
Notre Dame looking for a stop. BC looking to widen the gap, ahead by 4.
It's a big possession here in the game. Look for McGlockton inside the post there.
He's got 6'4" Julian Roper on him. McGlockton banging. Back out to Zachary. Around the screen. Zachary drives. Kicks. Extra pass Harris. No. Konieczny. It looked like it went off the foot of McGlockton, and it belongs to Notre Dame with $1:29 to go.
Notre Dame just defends, and they fight you for the entire 30 seconds. Unable to secure the rebound, but fortunately for them, off the foot of McGlockton.
And look who's back. Marcus Burton being entrusted to return with 90 seconds to go after sitting for the last 2:57.
He's moving Burton off the ball, and he's putting the ball in Tay Davis's hands. They've done this quite a bit of times throughout the season, using it for a dribble handoff there. Get him going downhill.
With Kelly chasing, Burton to the cup, finishes and a foul.
This is why Coach Shrewsbury has so much confidence in this young guy. That's a difficult place to be in. You're sitting on the bench, not playing great. Come off the dribble handoff, just turns the corner. Jumps into McGlockton and finishes at the chance to make this a one-point game.
Talked about it right at the start, that there might not be a freshman in the country with more responsibility than a Marcus Burton. And in a day that hasn't gone his way, being entrusted to come back. And then an offensive rebound, Tay Davis off the miss from Burton, and the Irish can tie or take the lead.
And credit to him and Coach Shrewsbury. Coach Shrewsbury still coaching him hard, taking him out with turnovers, but then putting the ball in his hand like now, telling him go make plays.
Gave it up to Konieczny. Shot clock winding down. Konieczny on the baseline. No! So the Eagles have it ahead by 2. Final minute. And in the hands of Jaden Zachary.
Now look for the plays where they try to put Burton in the ball screen, the 4 switches.
In a game in which Quinten Post is already fouled out. Zachary off the screen. Zachary trying to feather one for McGlockton. Aligbe dives for it, and what do we got? A timeout called first by BC, and Micah Shrewsbury does not like that.
He has every right to be upset. I wasn't sure they had sole possession of the ball when they called timeout there.
We'll step aside for 30. We'll unpack it when we come back to South Bend.
So that's how they're creating such great work. Fiverr.
You can see each freelancer's experience, their rating, their portfolio, their...
Create great work with freelancers. Fiverr.
At DriveTime.com, we've been hard at work. And we finally did it.
Did you make it so I can finally see my real payments and shop for thousands of cars with no hit to my credit?
Wait. Yes!
Shop for cars online with no credit hit. Yeah! Go to DriveTime.com and get approved with no credit hit.
Back in South Bend, final minute, risky pass, Jaden Zachary, and then Aligbe went diving for it and was granted a timeout. What did you think of the call?
It was a quick whistle. Now, he's probably getting to, I'm assuming he's calling timeout when. I don't know when he ever solely possesses the ball, and it's a fortunate call for BC.
You saw Earl Grant motioning for it right away, and Aligbe was the first one to get onto it, but then Julian Roper had jumped in as well.
Yeah, but you can see, when does he solely possess it? Initially, when they both dive on the floor, you see Roper has a hand on it as well. I mean, look, he goes down. Like
Davis is in there initially.
I mean, Davis and then Roper comes along, and that's...
You saw Earl Grant was right there getting it called in the ear of Isaac Barnett. So, stays with BC, 35.7 to go. Eagles with possession, 7 left to shoot. They're up by 2. What do you think Earl Grant draws up here?
I think anything. He got his 2 guys on one side of the floor, and I think either McGlockton or some type of back screen or getting him the ball, or Zachary coming out.
2 timeouts for Earl Grant with his Eagles on the road. 1 for Micah Shrewsbury. Arrow points to the Eagles in the final minute. Into Zachary. Defended by Imes. Zachary goes spinning. On the step through. Gets the roll. Jaden Zachary.
Just as we said, tried to get McGlockton to the back screen. Didn't work. Put the ball in Zachary's hands. And That's what you expect out of your experienced guard to go make a play for you.
And then Micah Shrewsbury didn't like what he saw, so he takes a timeout. Will bring Braden, his son, into the game with Notre Dame down 4 after this from Jaden Zachary.
He saw it coming, just set the back screen, and he pops, he gets it, and spins and gets the angle on Imes, who initially does a great job defending him. Just a nice step through there. Just enough on that to get it in, and big basket there to make it a 2-possession game.
Earl Grant has talked recently about trying to get everyone, all his top guys, going on the same night. Well, he hasn't had that today either. Quinten Post is fouled out of this game. First half, Post and Harris didn't even score. But it's guys like Zachary and Harris stepping up at different times in this second half.
It has, and at some point it becomes habit. And what do? We got to, he's probably got to figure out a way to protect Post. I don't know if it means sprinkling some zone. You got to do something because you're not going to win a lot of games in this league if your best player is not on the floor and involved. He's such a big part. Like, he and Burton have a ton of responsibility to their teams on both ends, and it's hard to find your rhythm when you're passive because of foul trouble as well. And BC is 23 seconds away from taking a game home for them, getting a key road win, with Post struggling for most of the game.
All right, if you're Notre Dame down 4, Braden Shrewsbury's coming back into the game.
Gotta go quick.
They put Marcus Burton back in. Quick in what way?
You got to go quick and get a basket. You don't need a 3. You take a 3 if it's open. But right now, you need to extend the game. You can stop the clock, ideally drawing a foul, but you need to get something going to the basket. You know Boston College has been told not to foul here, and definitely don't foul the 3-point shooters.
Imes to put it in. 3 freshmen for the Irish. Shrewsbury a handoff to Imes. Around the screen. No touch yet for Burton. Shrewsbury rises. Can't connect. Rebound Zachary. And he's got a chance to put this thing on ice on the road for BC.
And that's why I say sometimes you try to get to 2, because if you miss that 3, these free throws will all been ended. Chance to make it a 6-point game.
Design-wise, would you have liked to see Burton be on ball? I know you talked about him being off ball as he has been at times this year, but he doesn't get a touch.
Well, in space, he struggled with his decision-making tonight as well. And again, he's learning, and there's a lot of coaching still and discipline going on right now. And you can see on the bench there, he's telling Imes, his freshman guard, he had 2 of his freshman guards on the floor there, and they're your primary ball handlers and decision makers. And when you're dealing with freshmen, you have to deal with the growth and the learning curve that comes with it.
And how about Earl Grant and Boston College on the road, trying to sweep Notre Dame again. They've dominated this holy war over the last few years after it was all Notre Dame for the years preceding that. To the corner, and Roper swirls one out. Battle on the boards, and it does stay with Notre Dame down 6 with 5.8 to go.
Road wins are hard to come by. Great job by Earl Grant and the Eagles in their 2-game losing streak. The last win was the last time they played Notre Dame at home, and big for those guys as they get this win and then get to head home and take on the Orange.
Would be the first time ever Boston College has defeated Notre Dame 4 straight times. Shrewsbury hits it, gets it down to 3 with 1.8 left.
Got to try to get a 5-second count here.
Burton tipped it away, and who's it last off of? They're going to go to the monitor and have a look at this with 0.2, at least for now, showing remaining on the clock.
Malik Bell learned as well. With that amount of time left, you throw the ball to the length of the court. If you don't see your teammate's number, throw it the length of the court.
Burton is the last to touch it, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the right call here. One thing I wish we'd change, though, is that teams are getting an extra timeout. Let's just say in this situation, my concern with the amount of times we go to the monitor, if there's someone at the scorer's table that can just speed this process up, because hypothetically, let's just say this ball was out on BC. get another chance of free timeout.
However, if there's ever a time to have a close look.
No. You need to get it right. I'm just saying there's somebody there like you. You just made the call. You made the call 30 seconds ago.
And now I've seen it a few more times. I want to know what you think because this is closer than I thought.
No. That ball's off Burnett. Burton.
If anything, it's off Harris and Burton at the same time.
It's off Burton. I love for Notre Dame to have a chance to tie this up. But I think it's off Burton's hand.
But I hear your point. If we can just get a quick answer, one centralized command center.
Someone at the table that has it, it just says.
Well, you're a tech guy. You figure it out. We'll put you in charge.
I'd make it quick.
Okay.
I'd do it
Would
quick.
it be accurate?
But I can't do it.
What would be your success rate?
With video, 100%. I'm only saying someone that can help you with it to make a decision a lot quicker. You want to get it right for sure, but I think you give so many.
Wow. Well, how about this? It was closer than we thought, and they're going to keep it with Notre Dame here at this end of the floor with 0.8 to go. So, Notre Dame gets a last crack at this, needs 3 to tie.
The mistake BC's guys are making right now, you should not be inside the three-point line. Everybody outside the three-point line. A 2 doesn't hurt you.
Davis to put it in. Looking for somewhere to go. Davis into Jai for the tie. No! And Boston College wins on the road.
It's the